Well, hello friends. Once again, we are back in Atlantica. Yes. Last video you saw me do the lobby and kind of like the entrance, sort of how you get into the dock, right? Where we made a lot of aquariums and all that fancy stuff. And I really dig how everything kind of worked out at the end here. So what we're doing today is pretty much the dock ride station and the rest of the queue. You will not get any how the dog ride is made, because that was literally something I did within a week, and it's like a 1 minute 30-second dog ride kind of. So nothing too fancy there. I am gonna post the POV of the dog ride the day after you see this video here. So it will come, so do not worry. And the park is also, as I said in last video, on the workshop as we speak now. Links and all that are in the description below if you want to have your hands in Atlantica yourself. Just be aware that there might be some ThemeMaker Toolkit loading time there if that is so. But what I am kind of trying to get down here is I wanted this to be like a grotto kind of vibe, you know, like you go into the dark right here and then you're welcomed with this more like dark, eerie, you know, you don't really know what's happening. You can just hear like a lot of like wet drips coming down from the ceiling, and like there is vines and ivy and all that stuff, right? I just want to have it like somewhat of mysterious and feeling like you are somewhat beneath and not above, you know. So my main thing here was behind the guy that controls the whole right here. I feel like, why don't we do like a little aquarium here, just a tiny little aquarium, and that's all we need down here. And then we can like try to make some ruined arches going above and like just put in a lot of ivy and greenery and all that stuff down here. And then we also end up adding some neon light and all that stuff, but that's for the end of the video here. But I do really like this station. As I said to you guys before, this is probably my best dock ride interior station wise, also because it's a very fun theme. It's a theme I've never done before, so getting this vibe into this build here was really fun. Like, I am, as I say in every video here, I really enjoyed Atlantica, and it also made me like think about maybe a small little future project whenever I get finished with some of my other projects, because we won't start a new one until that is happening. Anyways, this aquarium here we're doing, I'm skipping a little bit through stuff also later in the video, because you have already seen me do these aquariums, but this one is a little bit special. It's a little bit more unique because it has like this sort of gemstones in it, and it's on the station itself, so it gives a very nice vibe. But besides that, I am cutting like back and forth because there are some things you've already seen before and etc, and I don't want to bother you with that. And let's just try to keep these videos short and quick, you know. So after we are kind of like fixing up the aquarium here, I obviously adding in some lighting, a few fishies, and then after that we are slowly going back into the station and trying to figure out what kind of things we want to do here. As you can see here, I'm using a lot of ThemeMaker Toolkit pieces for this station. It's pretty ThemeMaker Toolkit heavy, this station in particular. You can see we have the ruin walls, we have the stones, we have the fishes, we have a lot of it. Pretty much now it's pretty much what we have in game so far, as you see me here using these rocks. But the ride itself is, just to tell you a short story, is that the ride itself is about, of course, this adventure. He's gonna take his father's footsteps and try to see and find Atlantis. But before that, his father take the journey before him, but he unfortunately never come back. So he's trying to figure out what happened to his dad, while he is trying to figuring out if Atlantis is a real thing and what dangers and stormy weather and etc are gonna come his way while riding. So the ride, I was gonna have a pre-show at first, but the more I kind of built and with the whole queue and etc, this just felt more like it. So what you're gonna experience is that you go on the ride, these eerie sounds are starting to play, and then you get into like this little room where you have these 4 scenes. These 4 scenes has describe something, while there is a narrator talking to you and explaining this is what happens and this is what you're about to do. So it's kind of like a pre-show on the ride and not in the queue, which I feel like is kind of unique and also kind of cool at the same time, because after that it takes you then into the ride itself, where there is no narrator, just sounds, small triggers and all that stuff. And as you guys know, FYI, I'm also working on a bigger dog ride that has a bigger scale. So this is kind of like just a mini, and it's kind of nice to get back into it and kind of like see if I still got it. And it's not like the dog ride here is something honestly fancy. I think it has less than 50 triggers, but I was in a time and I couldn't make it like majestic and crazy. So I had to just, you know, do what I could do, and also has to still make the story somewhat feel real and not some blasphemy or like just some nonsense, you know. So we're slowly trying to add in the arches here, and then afterwards we're gonna try break them up a bit, trying to see like which sections and stuff of this particular runes that would look good, and what would like to be better with vines and what wasn't. So it's a big progress going through all this, right? And I'm doing this all on stream, so it can sometimes be tedious to look and watch, but we are entertaining people while we're doing it, obviously, right? And it's a good place to be. So if you ever consider, you should join us on Twitch or in Discord even. It's good. So now we have slowly figuring out kind of like the layout of the whole station here. So now we're gonna close it up here. So of course I need to use the adventure wall, just looking out to see which kind of doors and gates we can use here. But I do end up going with the adventure wall, which we also have on the other side before they enter the station here. And after that is triggered, I also have it, as I say, at the other side. And then I'm trying to just figuring out what things look nice, because as you can see, there's some very, like the color schemes are very weird. Like we have like some stucco pieces that are like this sort of like pale, and then we got some like rock textures and stuff. But this is supposed to be looked at in the darkness, right? So all these colors won't really matter so much. And I also tried to explain that on stream, and a lot of people also understood that like when you're building something for, like, of course, some depending on what kind of lighting you are adding, but like when it's literally just that and you have the darkness, don't think about it too much, to be fair, because that's really how it's supposed to be looked at in the first place. So as you can see here, but now when I'm building it, I kind of want to have it to look nice, even though we are looking at it at daytime because I'm building it, right? But as soon as you have all this and you then put nighttime, then it's just a whole different vibe. And that's what I loved about this station here, is that it actually feels like a grotto, like it's a wet cave sort of thing, where you like you take off in and like you have to get out of it or something, you know. And I love it, and I think that was one of my biggest achievements with this whole dog ride, was to get the vibe into the station before you go on the ride itself. And honestly, just an achievement itself is that I have finished this park and have actually done the criteria of what it gave us. And as I say, some pieces and some things might have been able to have been done better, you know. Everything can, always. But sometimes you also just gotta be, you know what, it is what it is, and I accept this, you know. So like I said, like there are a few things I found where there's a few things I could have done a few more things, that missing some pieces here and there. But the link you have here it's an updated file, so it should have fixed some of the flaws and mistakes that I've seen around. But yeah, and then the dog ride will be out, of course, tomorrow after this video. And then remember to go check it out too, and let me know what you think about it. And then we're pretty much done after that. Oh yeah, and the Dodger, of course, has made the voice for the ride, and it's really, really cool. I absolutely love it. So there's something for you guys to look forward to there. But after this video, guys, there is actually only 2 more left, I feel like, if I can get them out. As you guys know, I am most likely still traveling, so it all depending on when I will be back, because who knows. The last thing I have is the coaster station I have done, and then we literally just have like a few things here and there that has to be done, like the swan and stuff like that. But you'll be patient, then you guys will get it, because this is the last video I get to make before I travel, unfortunately. So yeah, but anyways, we are slowly getting back to how this whole, like how I wanted this station to look like, and getting the vibe in was mainly my first priority in this thing here. And people in chat were also super helpful on how we could kind of like make this even better. So it was really nice. And as you can see, I started to add the neon, and after we added the neon and all this like magical light, it just pops up so much more, and I love that. I just love this entire thing. That's just literally what made the station. That's with these neon here. And also I just went in and I kind of like, I'm just gonna make some sort of a weird pattern here. And then I'm like, and then we're just gonna duplicate it. So, and then also at this time, I also still completely forgot about piece count. So I just went ham and used pieces, as you can see here, like using like 8 pieces to make a little freaking neon sign. But you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? And there's no exit or anything on this video, because mainly that's something I did after stream and off camera. You'll just get a little bit of cinematics of it at the end. Or you could go in and check the park yourself. Aha! Yes. Wow, it feels so good to say that, doesn't it? Damn. But you will also get the coaster POV. Of course, blue crystal is nothing fancy. Just let you guys know right away. And then you'll get a full Atlantica showcase video of the whole park. I didn't get time to make it, unfortunately. So that will be when we get home. So plenty of stuff still to look forward to. So yeah, and here I found these awesome statues, and I felt like we need to dress them up a bit. I know it looks kind of, you know, quirky with those big helmets on, but it kind of looks nice in the dark. That's all you have to think about here. So we finished off the station pretty much, so now we're just going back into like kind of do some last preparations towards the queue and kind of like what you see and what you don't see. And as I say, I cut out a lot of stuff from the making the aquariums here, but this is like the big aquarium, right? We have like a shark in there, as we do in a sec, and then we kind of like just spice it up with all the greenery and all the stuff that you've seen me add a million times before. There you go, you see it there. And then afterwards, we're pretty much done here, guys. That is the Lost Paradise station and queue. We're done. I know, right? So expect the POV tomorrow, and let me know what you think, and also let me know what you think of this. Remember to check out the park if you want to. Link is down below, and also let me know what you think. I would love that. Yeah, man. And give the video a like. If you want to support me in any way possible, you can check out my Patreon, follow me on Twitch, or you can join the Discord, where we have, yeah, we just hit 300 people, so hell yeah. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Enjoy the cinematics, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.